So, a lot of you probably know about Miitopia. It had a big spike in popularity when it was announced for the Switch, and had a very small, yet strong community before that. I even did a video on it if you want to check that out. Today, I wanted to cover an expansive iceberg that I found, created by Reddit user Gunslinger12731, with 5 layers, getting more bizarre as it goes on. Now, this iceberg isn't entirely consisting of Miitopia things, but they're all connected. So now, let's delve into the Miitopia Iceberg. To start us off, Mii Fighters were introduced in Smash 4 on the 3DS and Wii U. They came in what we have today, the Mii Brawler, Gunner, and Sword Fighter, being for the most part unchanged. In the Switch release of Miitopia, they added a horse that could be part of the party, which is about as simple as that. Tomodachi Life is the second game in a franchise, and also the predecessor to Miitopia. The Mii Maker was something first introduced on the Wii. This was used for many party games, and also to represent yourself online. Miitomo is a mobile game that was a spin-off of Tomodachi Life. If you want to get technical, they're all mobile games, but this one was for phones. The Mii Plaza was a hub to talk to other people's Miis that you connected to over Street Pass, which was a distinct feature on the 3DS for socializing with others. Wii Sports was one of the Wii's debut games, as well as one of the very first games to utilize Miis. Matt was the main Mii that guided players through the Wii Sports games. He's also known to be very powerful, and is memed about frequently. The best way to sum up Miitopia is an RPG spin-off of the Tomodachi Life game, and one of my favorite games, otherwise we wouldn't be here right now. The Tomodachi Life Direct was quite simply put, a Nintendo Direct that showed what the game was about, and in my opinion, it was a bit strange. The Mii Parade was a place on the Wii where you put your Miis so you could simply enjoy watching them walk around. Wii Sports Resort was very similar to Wii Sports, but more expansive and had more games to offer. Mario Kart games, a while back, added Miis as a playable character. Lonk is a very popular Mii that has been around many corners of the internet, resembling the character Link. Personally, I prefer Runk. Miiverse was a type of social media platform usable via Wii U and 3DS. Scott the Woz is a large content creator who makes a variety of videos. Many people in the Miitopia community really just want to see them review the game. Wii Play was a party game that was meant for the Wii, as well as being one of the first games to give Miis arms. Now we move on to Tier 2, things just below the surface. Gay marriage was something removed from Tomodachi Life, and of course, Nintendo received a lot of backlash for this. They do, however, say it could come back in the future. AG64, or AGM, is a content creator who centers their content on Miitopia. Check them out if you're interested. He's driving in Coconut Mall came from the famous stage in Mario Kart Wii. Of course, in the Coconut Mall meme. A lot of people were upset with the Switch version of Miitopia being priced at $50, although it is cheaper than most games. The complaint was that it's a very basic game, and a remake at that. I mean, I'm not complaining about the price, they can have my money any day. Tomodachi Collection is the first game in the series, but it never actually left Japan. This was on the DS rather than the 3DS. Salty DK Dan is a well-liked content creator in the Miitopia and Tomodachi Life communities. A common belief among Miitopia fans is that the AI for the flower job is the worst in the game. Dying Happy is a creepypasta for Tomodachi Life. I don't recommend it if you're sensitive to that kind of stuff like me. We Deleted You is a series of creepypastas involving a Mii created by, in this scenario, a dead Nintendo employee. In Tomodachi Life, one of the creepier things is that the Miis will object and try to convince you not to delete them. The way they respond to you when you do it is just about as creepy. Xbox avatars were a feature where people could create avatars to resemble themselves in a more cartoonish form, likely to capture the feeling of a Mii. Plastic Knight is a content creator who does Tomodachi Life stuff and has covered icebergs themselves. Check them out if you want to. Fine Sauce, another content creator, has covered a fair bit of Tomodachi Life in their videos. Mii Fighters were actually planned to be implemented in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, but cut because Sakurai did not see them as fighters. In Tier 3, we're going to get a bit more obscure with our facts. One disturbing detail people picked up on is that in the Japanese version of Tomodachi Life, it doesn't actually check for age gaps when it comes to deciding relationships. The early life of the Nintendo Switch has almost nothing to do with Mii's, unlike the Wii. The casting call is where you would really just pick out your cast for Miitopia. It's the menu used for both creating and importing them. Redfort is a brand in the Tomodachi Life world that supplies a wide variety of things. An official Mii was actually made for Shaq, and yes, I did say official. Headaled is an antagonistic Mii of the We Deleted You series. Tomodachi Quest is an arcade minigame sort of thing, which is likely what became the inspiration for the game we know and love, Miitopia. In a few Animal Crossing games, you could actually wear a mask of your Mii characters, which was a little disturbing. All the way back in 2017, there was an ad for Miitopia that introduced the game using Tomodachi Life. Jimmy Sockman is the Mii that Salty DK Dan used in both their Tomodachi Life and Miitopia playthroughs. In Russia, Miitopia was given a mature rating due to the fact that the relationship mechanic is a little implicative with words like soulmate, and you can have gay relationships. Now we move on to Tier 4, with more inside jokes around the community and weird little details. This might not be what the iceberg means, but the Miitopia creator is much more vast than the Switch one, with exclusives. You can still import Switch Miis into the creator. A real-life costume of Reggie, the former representative of Nintendo of America, was designed and actually used. The height of a default Mii was found to be 4 inches and 5 feet tall, using some basic math. Matt can be seen in the background of the stage Woohoo Island in the games Super Smash Bros. 4 and Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Keiru Tomo is a fan project for Miitomo, so fans can play the game without Nintendo servers. Connections between the games are made a lot, and a theory suggests that the villa from Miitopia is actually the apartment from Tomodachi Life. Most Miitopia Let's Plays are actually never finished, such as Salty DK Dan's. Enka is a song that was cut from Tomodachi Life, which actually had lyrics for it too. Here's a bit of it. Tomodachi Life, weirdly enough, has a Playboy bunny outfit in its Japanese version. Going into the last tier, it's going to be more offshoot and lesser known things about the games. Miitopia is actually a stage play, shown via the curtains in a lot of the game, as well as the fact that there's actually the casting call. AKB48 plus Mii is a Japanese exclusive Tomodachi Life song where you can insert your Mii into the idol group's performance. NPCs in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild are actually made using an overhauled version of the Mii Maker, as strange as it might seem. A piece of the Berlin Wall can be given as a gift in Tomodachi Life, which is something people in real life take as a souvenir. People also say this suggests that Tomodachi Life world is the same as ours. Ragged Armor is meant to be an extra challenge in Miitopia, and the fact that you can only get it on the roulette wheel and need it for 100% completion. Last but not least, the Japanese police have actually found a criminal based off of a Mii of them that they found. That one's fairly interesting, and there's actually a video fully explaining that by Thomas Game Docs. I'll put a link in the description. So with that, The iceberg is complete. A lot of weird stuff sure was in there, but it goes to show how much this community looks into stuff and likes to record it. If you like the variety of content that I make, why not subscribe so you can see the next upload right away? I also stream on Twitch at crafter_b22. So, with that all said, see you next time.